Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I have been taking somewhat of a sabbatical. I intended to do this while I was away on holiday in Europe, and it turned into a little bit longer than I anticipated, but here I am again, and I want to share with you what I packed for our 12-day trip to Europe. Okay, so we were in Europe the first 2 weeks of October, and so what I share in this video will definitely be your fall wardrobe for the countries of France, England, and Scotland are the places that we visited. My goal was to only take one carry-on suitcase so that we didn't have to check any luggage and so that we didn't have to lug around heavy suitcases while we were in Europe. Because of our itinerary, we knew that we were going to be doing a lot of walking and moving around from place to place and wanted it to be as easy as possible. So I started out purchasing a backpack type carry-on suitcase actually last year when we started planning our trip, and quickly realized that that was not going to work. One, because I started having shoulder issues and I knew that I couldn't carry that much weight on my shoulder, and also because it just didn't hold very much. I could barely fit in it what I would need, and I didn't have any room for any extras. So I ditched that idea. My husband actually took a version of that and did quite well with it, but I ended up taking just your smallest size carry-on suitcase that you just roll. And I thought about purchasing a new one. I looked into some different companies, and there are some really good companies out there, but I opted not to spend the $200+ on that and put that money towards my trip. So I just took a carry-on suitcase that we already had. This particular suitcase, actually the little handle that you hold when you're not doing the pull-out handle, was kind of messed up, and so my thought was, if I found a thrifted or new suitcase that I liked in Europe, I would purchase that and just donate my suitcase to a charity shop. And so that was my thought, but ended up I brought my same suitcase home and it endured the trip quite well, so I wasn't out any money for a suitcase. Okay, let's talk about what I did not pack. I did not pack a hairdryer, which I knew I would need, but every single place that we stayed had one available to use. So that is something that I didn't have to pack. I did not pack an umbrella. My idea was to buy one there as a souvenir, which I did, and we did not end up using it, amazingly. So I would recommend either packing an umbrella or purchasing one there, because you never know when it's going to rain in Europe. We were just so blessed with amazing weather. I did not pack any products for my hair, such as like curlers, curling irons, any of that, straighteners, any of that type of thing. I wanted to pack as light as possible, and so I just went with blow drying my hair and either braiding it or putting it up easily. That didn't require any of those products. One thing that I will not show that I packed today, because I ended up leaving them there, are washcloths. Now, washcloths, for some reason, you don't find in all of your accommodations in Europe. And my sister had forewarned me of that. And so I just purchased the cheapest washcloths I could from our Walmart here. And then I used them each day and just left them there at our accommodations whenever I was finished with it. So I wasn't dealing with wet laundry. And that worked out really nicely for this American girl who likes my washcloths. So today I want to show you what I packed for this trip. Now, none of this is sponsored. I just want to share the things that I enjoy using that worked well with packing light. I was able to fit all that I needed in my one small carry-on suitcase and then my personal little backpack purse with room to spare, and we ended up bringing quite a few souvenirs home with us and only bought an additional little, well, it wasn't tiny, but like a small old-fashioned doctor's bag, and we packed the books that we bought there in that, and that worked really well because we could bring it home as a souvenir as well. Here's what I packed. I took a denim skirt. I took this 3/4 sleeve length blouse from H&M. I took a black pencil skirt. I took this white button-up blouse by Charter Club. I took this lightweight sweater by Loft. This black and white button-up by Black Saks Fifth Avenue. This mock brown turtleneck. And this is just a black tee. This Zara dress that is solid black. And then for socks, I took some wool socks for warmth, actually alpaca, I believe. Then I took these compression socks to wear on the plane, and I also wore them there. I took these footies hoping that I would find some flats to wear with them, but I didn't end up wearing those. Then the lined leggings in a tan and also black. And then these are tights that I got at Marshall's. I also got the leggings at Marshall's Timberland. And then underclothes and night clothes. And here is my London Fog coat that I took on the plane with me. I also took this scarf in case I needed to wrap up. At one point on the plane, I even put this over my head to block out the light. And then this black long sweater by Free People. I also took that in my backpack to layer on the plane as well. And then the only pair of shoes that I took were these Sperry waterproof boots in black as well. I cannot stand going barefooted in hotels, and so I also took these little footy house shoes to wear at our accommodations, and I'm so glad I did because they also helped keep my feet warm. So why so much black and white? Well, I did this on purpose because I knew I was taking the black shoes, and I wanted to be able to mix and match my clothes to create multiple outfits. So for instance, I could wear this dress as a standalone dress. I could layer this white blouse over it. I could wear this white blouse under this sweater to layer it. And the same with all of these pieces. Mixing and matching these pieces out of about 4 blouses and 1 dress with a couple of undershirts, I could create about 10 outfits. Okay, really quick, let's talk about my toiletry bag. I thrifted this cute little gold bag to use for my toiletries. I thought if there wasn't enough cabinet space that I could hang it by these little handles, which would come in very conveniently. And it also has these 2 smaller bags inside. So I created like a morning bag and a night routine bag. Let's start with my morning bag. I have a travel size deodorant from Primally Pure, eyelash curler, my travel size toothpaste, and this small little perfume bottle from Riddle, which was the perfect size to put in my toiletries. My evening bag, I have some eye balm that my sister-in-law makes. Amazing stuff. And then this tallow balm from Tubes. I don't normally use morning and evening. I did for space sake this time, but I really like to use this in the evening time because it's thicker. A small floss. I did take my regular size toothbrush, and I love these little toothbrush covers that keep them fresh. This cute little comb. My regular size razor. I debated taking a travel size razor, but they are so expensive and take up about the same amount of space. So I ended up taking my regular size razor, some face wipes. This is a hack I heard about for hairpins, is to take a Tic Tac case and put hairpins in it, and it worked wonderful. I have a couple of French hairpins and then some tweezers. I also took nail clippers, which I've already taken out of here. And then my sister-in-law, who made the eye balm, also gave me some little soaps so that I didn't have to take a liquid soap and I could conserve on my liquids. I also did a solid conditioner and shampoo, but I left my shampoo at one of the rooms. But most places had it for you. And then some vitamins, charcoal, in case I had any stomach issues, and some medication. And this was the Ziploc that I put all of my liquids in. So all of my toiletries fit in this little bag and worked out so well for my Europe trip. This was the personal item that I took. It's a cute little perfectly sized backpack that I found on Facebook Marketplace. Actually, a friend of mine was selling it, so I got this for $10 and I love it. It has a pocket, small little pocket on the front here, and I had some cough drops, some hand lotion, some ginger chews in case of nausea on the plane. I found these at our local grocery outlet and picked those up before the trip. Gum, lip balm, also made by my sister-in-law. If you are like me and like essential oils, I needed those for the plane as well, for the smells. So this is a combination of peppermint, lavender, and lemon. It's also good for headaches, and so it's just a roll-on bottle, and I use that quite a bit on our airplane rides. Also took some liquid IV due to the dehydration issue that I had in the summer, but I didn't end up using that, but it was nice to have on hand. And then an ink pen for any customs forms that you need to fill out. That's always nice to have. It has 2 side water bottle pockets. I believe you can still get this particular bag on Amazon if you're interested. I love that most of the contents are on your back, and so they're not easily accessed from behind you. Just the non-important things in the little pocket. As I mentioned, I took my sweater for warmth and layering, my scarf. Just wanted to show you how all of this fit in here. My passport and debit card and cash I carried in a little coin purse. But while I was there, my husband bought me this as a birthday present. It's a green leather wallet from the famous Harrods, and so I've already switched over everything to this. I did keep all of this in one bag while I was gone, and that had all of my important documents in it. We took this travel size selfie stick that also expands into a tripod. And then this little bag had all of our electronic cords and plugs in it. Of course, being overseas, you need the converters because the plugs are, of course, different than the United States. So this one has all of the different ones. Then some earbuds, charge cords, all of that fit nicely in this nice little bag, and that also went in my backpack. When I wasn't wearing my watch, it also went in my backpack. I made sure that all of my valuables were kept on my person, and then I wore my grandmother's ring that I have. That's the only jewelry that I took, but this was a nice combination to have for all of my outfits. And one thing that I had planned to take and completely forgot were my sunglasses, which in Europe you don't need too much, but might stick those in. I also forgot to mention hand sanitizer. Definitely a must when you're traveling, and this also went in my liquids bag. So when my liquids are all added together, they fit very well into a quart-size Ziploc bag, even with room to spare, considering the fact that I did the solid shampoo, conditioner, and soap. Okay, items that I didn't pack that I wish I would have packed. One would have been a second pair of shoes, although I totally made it fine with my Sperry's. They were practical, they were waterproof, they went with all of my outfits, but I would have enjoyed having like a cute little pair of flats for our nice dinners that we had, really nice formal dinners. And I felt like Cinderella without my glass slippers. I felt like the servant girl Cinderella with my Sperry boots on and my dress. Just a little embarrassing personally, but I'm sure no one will ever remember or care that I didn't have cute shoes on for my formal dinners. I bought some nice little insoles to put in them so they were super comfy. We did a lot of walking on 2 or 3 of our days there, and my feet were fine. While we're on the subject of formal outfits, I packed a white button-up with a black skirt as a dressier outfit for our dinners in case I didn't find an outfit in Paris. My hope was that I would be able to buy a dress in Paris, that we were only there for less than 24 hours, and so it just didn't work out that way. So I wish I would have packed a formal dress, not necessarily formal as in the true sense of the word, but just a dressier dress than the casual outfits that I packed. And I realize once again that I do not like myself in white. And just with my color palette, the tone of my skin, I look better in the neutrals and taupes and creams and off-whites versus the white. So I wish I wouldn't have packed the white blouse. I wish I would have packed like a cream button-down blouse. Apart from that, I feel like that I packed really well. I feel like I was able to mix and match things to create multiple outfits with very little space. So I had intended to maybe thrift some clothes while I was in Europe. I did thrift quite a few things, which I hope to share in the upcoming videos, but the only clothing item that I thrifted was this sweater or jumper, as they call it in England there, and it is 100% merino wool, and it has these pretty gold buttons, and it has some really nice little pockets down here, and it is made in Scotland, has the tag in the back that says so. And I thrifted this at one of the charity shops in Scotland as a birthday gift from my sweet sister who gave me money to spend while I was there. So I absolutely love my Scottish sweater. I look forward to sharing some of our travel vlogs with you in the weeks ahead. Blessings, and I will see you next time at His, Hers, and Ours.